Hey guys, my name is Jacob Alzamora, and today I'll be going over my creative critical reflection, or also known as my CCR. So the first question, how does your product use or challenge conventions? For my film, I wanted to go with like an original idea, which was like a slasher, like a killer idea. And the way I did this, I used a classic horror convention of an isolated setting by filming in a wide snowfield and empty woods. Now in my film, I did it where I did it at nighttime in the woods that was in my neighborhood. It was right down the street, and I did that at night with when it was snowing out, because I wanted the setting to be very like creepy and unsettling, and like have that feeling where like there's nowhere to run or hide. So the viewers will kind of like get that, like they'll get that feeling that it's something similar to like Friday the 13th, because I took some inspiration from it. And in my film, I had the masked antagonist. I wanted that to like have a mysterious killer, and some part in the film you can actually see the killer come out in the woods, and that also like will make more tension and suspense within the film. And I didn't want like too much music playing. I wanted that like creepy music playing so that it could like make the audience feel scared. And then I was also challenging the modern movie style, and I really wanted to make the film look like it was like found footage that was like corrupted and like very similar to like an analog horror sort of style. That was basically the goal I was going for in my film, and I was like challenging these sort of conventions. Following up on question one, social groups and issues. Um, in my film, my protagonist represents an average teenager slash young adult. In my film, I was a protagonist, and I wanted to style him kind of just looking like an average teenager. So I was wearing coats, sweatpants, a beanie, and just some gym shoes. As when I was recording this film, it was during the winter and it was snowing outside, and it was very, very cold, like somewhere around 20 degrees outside, and it was very late at night. So, putting those together, it was very freezing. But I still wanted them, I still wanted to like look like some ordinary teenager. And I wanted to like make the protagonist similar to the audience so that the audience can like feel like a connection or like a relation with the protagonist so they can actually understand what he's going through. And down below, I talked about how like relating to a generation that feels the eerie side of the internet, that enjoy this sort of horror style, like being watched in like open spaces that are supposed to feel like safe and empty. Because in the film, I do have a shot of like my characters like in the woods, walking, exploring, and but at the whole time he's being watched by the antagonist, also the slasher slash killer, who's lurking in the woods watching him and like basically finding the right moment to strike and attempt to kill him. So that's kind of like what I was kind of going in my film with the social groups and issues. Question two, how does your product engage with audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text? So for my film, I wanted to engage with the audience at first with like an establishing shot to like get their attention, and that establishing shot is me showing the scene or like the setting of where everything is going to be taking place at, which is I start off by showing the woods with the snow at nighttime, and it looks very creepy. So I thought, by doing that, it'll be able to hook the audience's attention. And so, also where my film will be distributed, I would like to distribute my film towards TikTok or Instagram Reels as mainly as a trailer teaser. Having a 2-minute film on one of these platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or Instagram Reels, I feel like I'll be able to like get that film out towards a large audience and be able for them to get their attention. And if they see it, they'll be like, wow, I want to see more of this. And if they do want to see more of it, I can always upload to maybe some bigger platform like YouTube, Netflix, Peacock, Amazon, something like that. So I'm able to get that film out to more people so they can see it. And for the last question from my CCR is question 4. How did you interrogate technologies, software, hardware, and online on this project? What did you use to create your project, and all from planning to finish the project? So for my whole film, I recorded all of it on mainly my iPhone, or actually the whole film was on my iPhone 14. And I didn't use any sort of recording tools or anything in the process of shooting or shooting my scenes or anything like that. So yeah, like throughout, all the shots and everything I did, it was just mainly only used with handheld movement. And my brother, he recorded most of the shots that he wasn't in, and I only recorded about 2 shots, which when it was me showing the killer. And it was all done on my phone. So I kind of wanted to keep it like very just original. And yeah, it's pretty basic, but it's just kind of like what I wanted to do, and I personally liked the way it came out. So yeah. And for like editing my film, I use CapCut a lot to edit my intro. I use transitions throughout my film and editing techniques with my text and the video. And overall, it was very simple and easy for me to use and manage throughout the whole process. So when I was done filming and shooting all my scenes and stuff, I ended up bringing all that footage to CapCut, which is where I started adding transitions. I was putting on different filters to see how it looked, just like messing with it. I added text like throughout my film, and like animations for the text, like in the beginning and the end, and like different color styles. And overall, like I liked it a lot, and it was just very simple and easy to do. And I did like appreciate CapCut for like just being so manageable and easy for me to use. And I also did use a little bit of Weave Video. Weave Video is where like I ended up putting like all of my final video. Like after I finished it on CapCut, I had to upload it up to Weave Video. And it was very simple and efficient as well. And there was also a little bit more tools on there that I was able to use for editing, which I appreciated a lot. And then when I was done with all the editing and all the shooting and scenes and everything, I lastly published my YouTube. I published my video up on YouTube so it can be reached out to an audience, and so it's public, which is what I did at the end of my whole filming process.